Okay, well the live stream's on. Audio's on.
Oh, right, yeah. Not running.
Well, I've got some paper and pens here if you want to do that exercise.
It feels like our group is nicely bonded. Friendly. Okay. Let's think about the qualities of our gurus. Qualities of Buddha. And like I said yesterday, it's qualities of Tara, those amazing 21 Taras over there. And as we do the morning prostrations, just think we're opening our bodies, our minds, to receiving their blessings by doing these prostrations. And by generating the wish to become like them. Oh good, one more person's coming. It's okay, you let me know. I wish as well, huh? Yeah. Maybe it's just a phantom doorbell. Nobody there?
Hello.
Just a ghost. Sorry. Hi Esther. We waited for you.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
So we were just remembering the qualities of our teachers and of the Buddhas and our Mother Tara. And as we do our morning prostrations, we want to just open our bodies and minds to receiving their blessings. And making this day the most meaningful and meritorious way to spend our day together and receiving blessings and generating bodhicitta and purifying obstacles to becoming most benefit we can with this life to all sentient beings and to ourselves, and to ultimately attain enlightenment for all sentient beings by following the advices and generating the courage to overcome our obstacles, to allowing our true natures to manifest in the way that is most suited to us in our own individual styles. Om Namo Manjushriye, Namo Sushriye, Namo Tamasriye Soham. Om Namo Manjushriye, Namo Sushriye, Namo Tamasriye Soham. Om Namo Manjushriye, Namo Sushriye, Namo Tamasriye Soham. We've all kind of generated a lot of happy to see each other energy. So I thought, rather than just trying to calm down immediately, maybe it'd be nice to use that energy to recite the 21 praises a couple times. So, where are they? Everyone have this one? Quick short Tara Sadhana.
Yeah. Paula, could you please use the microphone?
Oh yeah. Sorry, I always forget. Oh, it's on. So we talked a little bit about, or a lot about, taking refuge in generating bodhicitta. So I'd just like us to, the object of refuge again today is green Tara, surrounded by, in this case, the 21 Taras. And Tara is the embodiment of all the qualities of all the Buddhas of the 3 times and 10 directions. Is oneness with our own root guru, and is a great source of inspiration when we think about the qualities of an enlightened being. You know, perfectly purified of all defilements and obstacles, and totally realized the omniscient mind. And just think for a moment, try to imagine what it would be like to have a mind that's completely free of distraction and free of delusion and in a state of total bliss. We're talking a lot about music. I think that's the reason we like music. It makes us very blissful. And I think that's why music is a good thing, because it's good to feel blissful. So they say that the bliss of the Buddha is way more bliss than we could ever imagine in this life. So, and that bliss and that mind reaches out. It has no boundaries. It's just this vast, vast mind that knows everything and is beyond concepts and words, but at the same time can manifest effortlessly in whichever way is needed for any sentient being, especially those who ask. The Buddhas really can only help us if we open ourselves to the Buddhas. And so it's really important to remember that the Buddhas are there and to ask for the help. And be specific, you know, I need this help with this. And because if we don't ask, if we don't formulate it, if we don't ask, we can't receive. And just remembering how what extraordinary opportunity we have to have met the Buddhas in this life. I mean, we can't imagine really. I mean, this morning I was walking around the park and there was this, you know, kind of guy, I guess he was an alcoholic, and I thought about it and I was like, wow, you know, the minds of most people that you know, you wouldn't want to be in those minds, you know. So it's like, it's so amazing we have this opportunity to meet the Dharma. So we really don't want to waste it. So I think, you know, of all the one of the greatest requests we can make to the Gurus is, please don't let me waste my perfect human rebirth. You know, it's so precious. You know, help me to remember over and over again the qualities of the Buddhas and how I want to generate that in my own mind. And the way to do that is taking refuge. So we'll take refuge, at the same time thinking about the other sentient beings. Not, you know, we're not even thinking about the lower realms, just thinking about the humans that you know, like Christine's neighbor and the alcoholic in the street. And we all know people who barely have a human life, you know. They almost seem like animals in human form, you know. Their minds are so dark. So wishing to, you know, and it's like we're so limited now in how we can help people. And even when we try, we don't really know if it's working, you know. So wow, you know, like that little song, you know, how I want to be, please bless me to become Tara, you know, I really want to become like Tara. So before you take refuge, it's really important to just like generate the mind of longing, oh man, I want to be a Buddha, you know, I just have to do it. So let's just sit and do that for a minute and then we'll start. So we're going to chant in Tibetan. And so then just concentrate on the feeling of experiencing the blessings coming from Tara and the other Taras, in the form in the beginning of white lights, purifying us and all sentient beings around us of all the obstacles and interferences. And then the last time bringing in all the qualities of the Buddhas. And you don't have to think specifically anything, just kind of a generic idea of purification. And if you think about the qualities of Dagru Rinpoche and Jangsi Choji Rinpoche, or who's now the Gyanan Tripa, and the Dalai Lama, and Kadrula, and just think about their qualities and just feel those qualities coming into you and pushing out, especially, Lama Yeshe used to always say, you know, most of our problems is we don't believe in ourselves. You know, it's that lack of courage to free ourselves from our own self-limitations. So just imagine that the Buddhas are pushing that out, and it's just dissolving into emptiness. Sangye chodang soki chodam la jang chu bardu dagni kyab suchi dagi jin soki pe sonam ki drola panjir sange druparsho. Sange cho chodang soki chonam la jang chu bardu dagni kyab suchi dagi jin soki pe sonam ki drola panjir sange drupasho. Sange chodang soki chonam la jan chu bardu dagni kyab suchi dagi jen soki pe sonam ki drola panjir sange drupasho. I'm going to recite the four immeasurables, but I'd like you to just meditate on the meaning so you can feel it more. May all sentient beings have happiness and its causes. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and its causes. May all sentient beings never be separated from sorrowless bliss. And may all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free of bias, both greed and hatred. In the Yamataka sadhana it says something like, may all sentient beings abide in equanimity, community. Free from, basically it's like free from ego grasping and the object that it grasps. I think it's like free from grasping the inherent self-existence and the objects that it grasps. I really like that one. So just take a minute to look at the I that grasps an inherent existence. Me, you know, I, me, my house, my music, my car, my hair, my body, my problems, my. Just look at the my for a minute, you know. And see if you can find it anywhere in your body. Feels, if it's anywhere, it kind of feels at the heart, maybe. My, me, my. But you can't really find it anywhere, can you? So then, of course, it must be my mind, you know, my mind. You know, the logic is, but how could it be my mind, you know? It should be the mind's mind, you know? It feels like mind is separate. You know, the eye's looking at the mind, you know, it's my mind. So there must be an I somewhere. If the I owns the mind and the I owns the body, well, where is the I, you know? Well, then it feels like it's separated from the body, isn't it? It's, you know, that doesn't make any sense at all. That means the I would be somewhere outside the body. That's totally impossible. So where is the I? Doesn't truly exist anywhere. And the point is just to rest in if there's a little bit of a gap when you do that, just kind of let your mind be there. And experience the spaciousness of being relieved from that sense of I for just a couple seconds even. And again, think, you know, my mind, my body. What is the source of the my? Where is the my? Where is this thing, this me, my? I always like to think of that John Lennon song. All through the day, I, me, mine, I, me, mine, I, me, mine. It's so great, because that's how it is. My, me, I, me, mine. Where is it? Out of that spaciousness, a kind of warm feeling comes over the experience. And that warm feeling is care and concern for all sentient beings that arises naturally from having meditated on that, for going to sleep thinking about it, waking up thinking about it, or feeling this feeling of wishing all sentient beings to be free of suffering. These two habits, eyelessness and care, are the two most important experiences to develop in this life to prepare for enlightenment. And they don't really need any words at all. Because at the time of death, you don't really have that capacity. But we do still have experience. So out of this spaciousness comes this warm feeling, this non-objectifying compassion for all sentient beings. And that manifests as a green thumb on a moon disk at our heart. And then as we become more gross, less subtle, and from that thumb, the light rays go out in all directions, touching all sentient beings, transforming them into taras through the force of our bodhicitta motivation. So this again kind of pulls us out of the body, because if you just sort of send your mind out to as far as your mind can imagine, like to the ends of the universe, and just imagine and just feeling this experience of taras everywhere, it kind of stretches you out of the sense of I again, spaciousness. And then we send out the light rays one more time, and they're riding on waves of bliss. These light rays are just riding on waves of bliss that's pervading your whole body. You're just like mad with bliss, like Lama was. Lama was just intoxicated all the time with bliss. Going out to all, it's his offering bliss to all these taras. Just imagine, you know. And then this all pours back into you again. And the experience is just a spaciousness pervaded by bliss. There's not much of a sense of I left. And then again, feeling this warmth for all beings, we realize we have to manifest again in a more gross form. So those of us who've had the empowerment, we instantly manifest as green Tara, experiencing, union of bliss and emptiness beyond concepts, beyond words, just manifesting spontaneously for all sentient beings. And if we haven't had the empowerment, then we can just feel taras at our heart. And again, it just can have the same experience. Just as, it's like being in love, but more in love than ever before. Because It's like being in love with all sentient beings. Each one precious as if they were a little baby. And again, moved by the wish to benefit all sentient beings, in our heart, or in the heart of the Tara at your heart, is another lotus and moon disc with the mantras Om Tare Tu Tare Turi Soa, made of green light, and going out in all directions. And we can also then, again from our heart, we're going to manifest another Tara in the space above us, although she's been there all this time watching. But we just have to remember that Tara's there, surrounded by the 21 Taras, as well as all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and surrounding you are all sentient beings, particularly those that need our care. And so we're imagining that we lead them in reciting the prayers and requests to Tara. So, you know, there's a lot of beings out there that need our care. I mean, lots and lots and lots. You know, the rich people, they're all, you know, full of greed and busy. And middle-class people, they're all busy trying to enjoy their lives and have good jobs. And the poor people are struggling to not be homeless. And then there's all the people who live in third world countries. All the people who have AIDS, all the people who have cancer, all the people who are bereaved, all the people who live in Syria, all the refugees, all the people in Iraq and Afghanistan, and all the poor children in the barrios of Rio, and all the people in prisons, you know, all the people in like Chinese work camps, and all the people who have to work 7 days a week, 12 hours a day for, you know, $2 a week or something, you know, to try to feed their children. All the women in the third world who work from sunset to sunrise to sunset, gathering wood and cooking fuel and taking care of children. And I mean, women work so hard. They're like slaves. And that's just the human realm, you know. All the people in hospitals, all the people with mental illness, all the people with depression, dissatisfaction, all the people who have partners they don't like, all the people who have, you know, need partners, all the people who, you know, everybody, you know, there's so much need out there. And then there's all the animals. Oh my goodness. And even though we can't see them, we can believe in the Preta realm. Even though we can't see the Hell realm, we can see that they're actually, even in the human realm, there's seems to be appearance of Pretas and Hell realms. And the upper levels, the jealous gods, and the God realms. It's unbelievable the amount of sentient beings there are. And the fact that a Buddha actually cares for all of them. So eventually we're going to get to the Tara praises. And so when we recite the Tara praises, just let your mind, you know, just go out and just way out there touching every single sentient being with our baby bodhicitta, you know. We just start with baby bodhicitta and it will grow. And eventually, it'll be the real thing. So with the desire to generate the real thing, we have to recite the seven-limb prayer. So everybody, let's recite the seven-limb prayer, page 3. Reverently, I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind, and present clouds of every type of offering, actually and mentally transformed. I confess all my negative actions accumulated since beginningless time, and rejoice in the virtues of all holy and ordinary beings. Please remain until cyclic existence ends, and turn the wheel of Dharma for sentient beings. I dedicate the virtues created by myself and others to the great enlightenment. So then before we start, you can just take a minute to think about your own personal wishes. And visualize this great Dharma center that's going to happen. And not only visualize the center, but visualize it full of about at least 100 people coming and going. There's one prayer that I like from the Mahamudra teachings of Panchen Losing Joki Gyaltsen, and it says, "May I cut the continuum of self-grasping, train in love, compassion, and the mind of enlightenment, and reach the unsurpassable Mahamudra union swiftly through the paths." It's very short and easy, but it says everything. And we start the praises. We'll do them twice. I think we'll do them both times in English. Except I did the first part. Om Jet Sun Ma Pagma Droma La Chaksalo. Homage star, swift heroic, eyes like lightning instantaneous, sprung from open stamens of the Lord of Three Worlds, tear-born lotus. Homage she whose face combines 100 autumn moons at fullest, blazing with light rays resplendent as 1,000-star collection. Homage golden blue and lotus, water-born in hand adorned, giving effort, calm austerities, patience, meditation, her sphere. Homage crown of Tathagatas, actions triumph without limit, relied on by conquerors' children, having reached every perfection. Homage filling with tutare, whom desire direction and space, trampling with her feet the 7 worlds, able to draw forth all beings. Homage worshipped by the All-Lord, Chakra, Agni, Brahma, Marut, honored by the host of spirits, cloak treasures, Gandharvas, Yakshas. Homage with her tray and pay sounds, crushers of diagrams, her feet pressing left out right in, blazing in a raging fireplace. Homage to a very dreadful, destroyer of Mara's champion, she with frowning lotus visage, who was slayer of all enemies. Homage heart her fingers, adorn her with 3 jewel mudra, light rays masses all excited, all directions wheels adorn her. Homage she so joyous, radiant, crown emitting garlands of light, mirthful laughing with tutare, subjugating Mara's devas. Homage she able to summon all earth guardians assembly, shaking, frowning with her whom sign, saving from every misfortune. Homage crown adorned with crescent, moon all ornaments most shining, produce hair not sending out much light eternal. Homage she mid wreath ablaze like eon ending fires riding. Righteous left and joy surrounds you, troops of enemies destroying. Homage she who strikes the ground with her palm and with her foot beats it, scowling with the letter whom the 7 levels she does conquer. Homage happy, virtuous, peaceful, she whose field is peace nirvana. She endowed with Om and Soha, destroyer of the great evil. Homage she with joy surrounded, tearing foes' bodies asunder. Freeze with whom and knowledge mantra, arrangement of the 10 letters. Homage to Re with the
of the shape of syllable, whom by foot stamping shakes the three worlds, Meru, Mandara, and Vindhya, homage holding in her hand the hair-marked moon of Deva leg form, with twice spoken Tara and Pei, totally dispelling poison. Gods and their kings and the Kinnaras do honor, armored in all joyful splendor. She dispels bad dreams and conflicts. Homage she whose two eyes bright with radiance of sun and full moon, with twice Hara and Tutare. She dispels severe contagion. Homage full of liberating, power by the set of three natures, destroys hosts of spirits, yakshas, and raves courses supreme Ture. These praises with the root mantra, and prostrations thus are 21. Om Jetsun Ma Pagma Droma La Chaksalo. Homage Tara, swift heroic, eyes like lightning instantaneous, sprung from open stamens of the Lord of three worlds, tear-born lotus. Homage she whose face combines 100 autumn moons of fullest, blazing with light rays resplendent as 1,000-star collection. Homage golden blue one lotus, water-born and adorned, giving effort, calm austerities, patience, meditation, earth sphere. Homage crown of Tathagatas, actions triumph without limit, relied on by conquerors' children, having reached every perfection. Homage filling with Tutare, whom desire direction and space, trampling with her feet the seven worlds, able to draw forth all beings. Homage worshipped by the All-Lord, Chakra, Agni, Brahma, Maru, honored by the hosts of spirits, corpse treasures, Gandharvas, Yakshas. Homage with her tray and pay sounds, destroy on foes' magic diagrams, perfect pressing left out right and raging fire blaze. Homage to Ray, very dreadful, destroyer of Mara's champions. She with frowning lotus visage, who is slayer of all enemies. Homage at her heart, her fingers, adorn her with three jewel mudra. All excited, all directions wheels adorn her. Homage she show joyous radiant, crown emitting garlands of light, mirthful laughing with Tutare, subjugating Mara's devas. Homage she able to summon all earth guardians assembly, shaking, frowning with her whom sign, saving from every misfortune. Homage crown adorned with crescent, moon all ornaments most shining, Amitabha in her hair knot, sending out much light eternal. Homage she mid-wreath ablaze like eon ending far abiding, right stretched left bent joy surrounds you, troops of enemies destroying. Homage she who strikes the ground with her palm and with her foot beats it, scowling with the letter whom the seven levels she does conquer. Homage happy, virtuous, peaceful, she whose field is peace nirvana, she endowed with Om and Soha, destroyer of the great evil. Joy surrounded, tearing foes' bodies asunder, freeze with whom in knowledge mantra, arrangement of the 10 letters. Homage to Ray with seed letter, of the shape of syllable, whom by foot stamping shakes the three worlds, Meru, Mandara, and Vindhya. Homage holding in her hand the hair-marked moon of Deva lake form, with twice spoken Tara and Pei, totally dispelling poison. Homage she whom gods and their kings and the Kinnaras do honor, armored in all joyful splendor. She dispels bad dreams and conflicts. Homage she whose two eyes bright with radiance of sun and full moon, with twice Hara and Tutare. She dispels severe contagion. Homage full of liberating, fire by the set of three natures, destroys hosts of spirits, yakshas, and course racers supreme Ture. These praises with the root mantras, and prostrations thus are 21. We'll do it one more time. 3 is a good number. Om Jetsun Ma Pagma Droma La Chaksalo. Homage Tara, swift heroic, eyes like lightning instantaneous, from open stamens of the Lord of three worlds, tear-born lotus. Homage she whose face combines 100 autumn moons of fullest, blazing with light rays resplendent as 1,000-star collection. Homage golden blue and lotus, water-born and adorned, giving effort, calm austerities, patience, meditation, her sphere. Homage crown of Tathagatas, actions triumph without limit, relied by conquerors' children, having reached every perfection. Homage filling with tutare, whom desire direction and space, trampling with her feet the seven worlds, able to draw forth all beings. Homage worshipped by the all-Lord, Chakra, Agni, Brahma, Marud, honored by the host of spirits, corpse treasures, Gandharvas, Yakshas. Homage with her tray and pay sounds, crushers, magic diagrams, her feet pressing left out right in, blazing in a raging fire blaze. Homage to a very dreadful, destroyer of Mara's champion, she with frowning lotus visage, who is slayer of all enemies. Homage she at her fingers, Chamudra, light rays masses all excited, all directions wheels adorn her. Homage she show joyous radiant, crown emitting garlands of light, mirthful laughing with tutare, subjugating Mara's devas. Homage she able to summon all earth guardians assembly, frowning with her whom sign, saving from every misfortune. Homage crown adorned with crescent, moon all ornaments most shining, Amitabha in her hair knot, sending out much light eternal. Homage she wreath ablaze like eon ending fire abiding, righteous left and joy surrounds you, troops of enemies destroying. Homage she who strikes the ground with her palm and with her foot beats it, scowling with the letter whom the seven levels she does conquer. Homage happy, virtuous, peaceful, she whose field is peace nirvana, she endowed with Om and Soha, destroyer of the great evil. Joy surrounded, tearing foes' bodies asunder, freeze with whom in knowledge mantra, arrangement of the 10 letters. Homage to Ray with seed letter, of the shape of syllable, whom by foot stamping shakes the 3 worlds, Meru, Mandara, and Vindhya. Homage holding in her hand the hair marked moon of Deva lake form, with twice spoken Tara and Pe, totally dispelling poison. Homage she whom gods and their kings Kanaras do honor, armored in all joyful splendor, she dispels bad dreams and conflicts. Bright with radiance as sun or full moon, Kaisara and Tutare, she dispels severe contagion. Homage full of liberating, powered by the set of 3 natures, destroys hosts of spirits, yakshas, and raise courses supreme Ture. These praises with the root mantras and prostrations thus are 21. So then imagine that all these requests are being fulfilled. And let's just take a moment to visualize the new Jamyang leads. And not an empty building, but a full building with His Holiness inside of it. And a donation box full of money. And then everything else. And then turn to page 10. We're going to read the requesting prayer. O compassionate and venerable subduing Goddess, may the infinite beings, including myself, soon purify the 2 obscurations and complete both collections, so that we may attain full enlightenment. For all my lives, until I reach this stage, may I know the sublime happiness of humans and gods, so that I may become fully omniscient. Please pacify quickly all obstacle spirits, obstructions, epidemics, diseases, and so forth, the various causes of untimely death. bad dreams and omens, the 8 fears and other afflictions, and make it so that they no longer exist. May the mundane and supermundane collections of all excellent, auspicious qualities and happiness increase and develop, and may all wishes be naturally and effortlessly without exception. May I strive to realize and increase the sacred Dharma, accomplishing your stage and beholding your sublime face. May my understanding of emptiness and the precious dedicated heart increase like the moon waxing full. May I reborn in an extremely beautiful and holy lotus in the joyous and noble mandala of the Conqueror. May I attain whatever prophecy I receive. In the presence of Amitabha, Buddha of infinite light, O deity whom I have accomplished from previous lives, the enlightening influence of the 3 times Buddha, blue-green, 1 face and 2 arms, swift pacifier, mother holding an upala flower, may you be auspicious. Whatever your body, O mother of conquerors, whatever your retinue, lifespan of pure land, whatever your name, most noble and holy, may I and others attain only these. By the forces of these praises and requests made to you, may all disease, poverty, fighting, and quarrels be calmed. May the precious Dharma and everything auspicious increase throughout the world and direction where I and others dwell. And then we're going to imagine that the 21 taras dissolve into the central figure tara. And then from her brow chakra, white nectars and rays pour into our bodies and that of all sentient beings, and purifying every physical obstacle we have to realizing everything we just requested. Feel your body. It's full of white light. From the crown of your head to the tips of your toes, the tips of your fingers. And imagine that your skin is kind of, well, if you're the deity, you don't have skin, but that if you do, that the pores are kind of opening and your body's becoming more like a light body, a body made of light. And think that my body's become inseparable with the Vajra body of the Conqueror, Mother Tara. And then red nectars and rays from the throat chakra of Tara goes into our throat chakra and filling our body with red light. Similar, whole body becomes a light body, like a crystal body, radiating light. Amiyash used to say, red radiating crystal light body. Feeling all the speech obstacles and all the past mistaken speech, all our senseless speech and divisive speech and harsh speech and lying, all that's completely purified. So that we have our speech is one with Tara's holy speech. And that everything we say, everything that comes out, singing, speaking mantras that are only benefiting sentient beings. And then the blue, dark blue nectars and rays into our heart. Same thing, whole body becomes light, radiating crystal blue body. And all of our mental afflictions are completely calmed and dissolved in the sphere of emptiness, the sphere of bliss and emptiness. And then all three together. And any subtle imprints, body, speech, and mind, any obstacles to omniscience and liberation, completely purified. Then Tara dissolves into the Tara in space in front of us dissolves into the lotus, moon, and Tom at her heart. And then the Tom dissolves up to the drop. And the drop is a very, very bright laser light of nuclear energy of enlightenment. The essence of indivisible great bliss and emptiness, realization of all the Buddha bodies. That comes to the crown of our head, and that of all sentient beings around us. And dissolves slowly down, or not dissolves, but goes down the crown chakra, the throat chakra, and settles in the heart chakra. And then all the sentient beings around us dissolve into emptiness. And our minds become one with Tara's holy mind. And we're just going to sit for a few minutes in quiet meditation, looking at the nature of mind. Either that, looking at the relative nature of mind, like I said before, looking for the formless, clear, knowing nature of mind. If your mind is calm enough, then you can just meditate on emptiness. We can close our meditation by reestablishing our bodhicitta motivation and the visualization of Tara in our heart or as ourselves. And rejoicing in all of our merits, all of our causes we've created in the past to be here. And all the causes we've created to continue to practice Dharma in the future. And we make a quick prayer. May I never let go of the Dharma in this lifetime. And in all future lives, may I be guided by perfect gurus and have all the right conditions to attain enlightenment not only in the Mahayana path, but in the Tantric path. And then we can read the dedication prayers on page 11. Due to this merit, may I soon attain the state of Aryatara, that I may be able to liberate all sentient beings from their suffering. By whatever I have collected from venerating these subduing blessed ones, may all sentient beings without exception be born in Sukhavati, the joyful Pure Land. You who have abandoned all bodily defects and possess the signs and marks of a Buddha, you who have abandoned all defects of speech and possess a beautiful sparrow-like voice, you who have abandoned all defects of mind and see all the infinite objects of knowledge, O brilliant Mother of auspicious glory, please bring your auspicious brilliant to us. Must be tea time. I mean, after all, it is England.